So as you just saw, the tape roll went straight ahead, then stopped and returned. This has always fascinated me. Why do tape rolls return when flipped? It's like it goes straight, but midway it changes its mind, but it doesn't have one. So why is this actually happening? Well, when I try to flick this cube, it doesn't do any stuff of that sort. So do tape rolls get sentient for a few moments? Well, the main difference is that the tape rolls roll while the cube just plainly slides. So as we are now concerned with things that are rolling, we would be using some rotational mechanics in here. As we see that before returning it stops, which must be due to a force, and which in this case is friction. So we really need to consider that. Okay, so before we try to understand the weird behavior of these tapes, let's consider a few things. If we try pushing an object right through its center of mass, it moves in a straight line. But if we push a little away from it, it rotates. This is due to the torque produced by the applied force. So let's try pushing the tape along the center of mass axis. This force should not produce any torque, and thus the tape should not rotate. Wait, what? Why did it start rotating? Let's take a closer look at what's happening. I push the tape to the right. Now in order to resist the relative motion, friction acts in the opposite direction, which, being a force away from the center of mass axis, produces a torque which is clockwise, which then results in the tape roll spinning clockwise. If the initial push was towards the left, it would be spinning anti-clockwise. Now, what if it begins with just spinning and no motion to either right or left? I will try to do my best. As we could see, the tape upon touching the ground went to my right. A clockwise spin would produce motion to the right, while a counterclockwise spin would make it go towards left. And why is this happening? Again, due to friction. When the tape roll touches the ground, due to its rotation, it pushes the ground back, much like how we do while walking. As the point touching the ground goes towards the left, the friction acts towards the right, making it move in that direction. Right and clockwise or left and counterclockwise is a state that the tape roll naturally assumes when one of its members is present. So let's call them natural states. Okay, so now we are ready. Let's get rolling. What happens when you flick the tape? The finger applies the force in a diagonal direction, towards the left down. What this results in is a force which pushes the tape roll to the left, and the part of the force which acts downward, as it isn't along the center of mass axis, produces a torque, which results in a clockwise spin. Wait a second, that's completely against the natural states. Looking at it, as the tape goes towards the left, friction in order to stop it acts towards the right, at the bottom. This in turn produces an anti-clockwise torque, which is against the direction of rotation. So, friction is now stopping the tape in every way possible. Now, due to friction, two scenarios can occur. One, the tape stops spinning first and continues moving in the same direction. It stops for a while and then rotates naturally. This happens when it's going really fast but spinning comparatively slowly. You can often see this effect when a football, after being kicked, slides along the ground. In the second scenario, that is normal tape flicking, as we can see, the part of the force is much more downward than to the left. That is, the spin is more than its linear motion. Thus, it stops moving but continues to rotate in the initial direction of spin and then attains its natural state. After attaining its natural state, the direction of translational motion would be opposite to the initial one, or in other words, the tape would come back. So this is it. All the spooky, weird behavior of tapes explained by simple rotational mechanics.